If you don't have a good hook on your video, then that means people won't watch your video, which means the algorithm won't push your video to other people to be seen, which means you will make no money. Mr. Beast even said that he spends up to 15 hours prepping and filming for just the first 5 seconds of a YouTube video. So if that doesn't tell you how important a hook is, then you're probably either deaf, blind, or don't even realize you're watching this video right now. So hey, pay attention. So if we want to get really good at writing hooks, first we need to understand that there are two types of hooks. There is a verbal hook and there is a visual hook. The verbal hook is the thing that you say in the first 3 to 7 seconds of a video. And the visual hook are the visuals that pop up onto the screen to hook the audience in. This can be captions, an intro pop-up, graphics, B-roll, etc. Now that we understand the difference, we need to look at what makes a great hook. The University of Omaha, Nebraska did a study on what headlines in the news perform the best. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because news headlines are essentially the same thing as hooks. It's the first line of text in a news story that hooks someone into reading the full story. So on social media, when we create videos, we need to hook someone into watching our whole video. And basically this study concluded that there are 7 different things that make a great hook, but luckily you only need 2 of them for your hook to perform well. And we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into each of these, and I'll give you actual real life examples of when I've used these before. But these 7 things are recency, meaning it happened recently. So for this, think of like a global conflict where one country is attacking another, right? People are gonna read that because it happened recently and they want to stay informed. Number 2, relevancy, which means it's relevant to your prospects. For example, if you're a die-hard baseball fan and you see anything relating to baseball in a news headline, you're probably going to click on it. 3 is celebrity. Again, let's use that baseball example. Let's say you see the name Shohei Ohtani in a news headline. You're obviously going to click on that because you know who Shohei Ohtani is. Anything that has a celebrity's name in it that means something to you, you're going to watch the video or click on it. 4 is proximity, meaning if it affects you geographically, like it's in your area, you're going to watch it. If I live in California and I see a news headline about hurricanes in North Carolina, I probably won't click on it because it's not relevant to me geographically. But if I see a news headline about wildfires in California, I'm definitely going to click on it because it affects me more. 5 is conflict. If you include opposing ideas or people in your hook, people are going to listen to it. An example of this is like if a doctor debunks a super popular train of thought about a certain way of living life, and there's like studies behind that, that's going to be something that where there's conflict to the current way of thinking. So people are going to click on that to find out kind of what that conflict is and how they could be living life a different way. 6 is unusual, so it's odd, bizarre, or unique. So an example for this one is, I don't know, say a baby was born with like 3 heads. That's probably something you're going to click on or continue watching. And 7 means it's ongoing, so it's an evolving story or a series. And a good hook only needs to include 2 of these things to perform great. And before I move on, I have to shout out Alex Hormozi because he kind of summarized all of these ideas in his book, $100 Million Leads. So I'm just giving credit where credit is due. But let's say example, you are a skateboarding coach on social media and you want to get more clients. This is a pretty weird niche, I know, but I just want to show you that it kind of works for anyone. So let's say one of the topics for the short form piece of content that I want to create is about how to do a kickflip. I want to teach prospective clients how to do a kickflip so they can trust me more and buy my course or my coaching on how to skateboard. I don't know, I'm not a skateboard coach. So I have the idea how to kickflip, but that isn't really a good hook. So this is kind of my thought process and my workflow of coming up with hooks using everything that I just showed you guys. So first I'm gonna go into TikTok and look up that same exact idea to kind of see how other people created this hook. So I'll search up how to kickflip, and then we can see some of the top videos here, and I'm just gonna watch a few of them. Okay, so this is a popular video I found about how to do a kickflip. It has 1.1 million views. So now we're gonna kind of break down the hook of this video, and I'll explain kind of why it worked and then how we can take ideas from this into our own hook.
This is how to kickflip better.
As you can see, how to kickflip better, that's relevant to your prospects. So that already crosses off one of the check marks on that 7-tiered list of how to write good hooks.
You're flicking the wrong way. You do.
And they also say your kickflips might look like this. You're flicking the wrong way. That's an opposing idea. Therefore, it crosses off conflict. So now this hook already has relevancy and conflict. So we check off 2 of the 7 things that we need for a great hook. So now let's kind of take those same ideas and write our own version of that hook. So if the idea is how to kickflip, then that person we just watched just had relevancy and they had conflict. So I think it's gonna be pretty easy for us to add those 2 things. So let's try to spin that into this idea. Okay, so right off the bat, I wrote up a hook that involves conflict and relevancy. So it says this one thing is the reason you're messing up your kickflips. Now it's conflicting because there's one thing that the viewer is doing incorrectly that stops them from achieving their kickflip. Now again, I'm not a skater, so I don't know if like kickflips are super easy or any of that, so this might not make sense if you do know what you're talking about, but I'm just going off of like the general broad sense of things. Now that would be the verbal hook, but again, there are two types of hooks. There's the verbal and the visual. So now let's go back to TikTok and kind of see how people are pulling off this visual hook. So again, in this video right here, this person's visual hook is them actually going onto the skateboard so they can do their kickflip. In this video here, this person's throwing down the skateboard using different camera angles and actually doing a kickflip again. This person here, they got the little POV shot of doing a kickflip. So the commonality across all of these top videos here is that in the first 5 seconds, it is showing the person doing the kickflip. The video would be way less boring if it was just a person staring at the camera and saying, here's how to do a kickflip. And then it goes to them actually doing the kickflip right after that. People aren't going to watch that because they don't get hooked in. But what I'm doing right here, this is something you can do for literally any niche. Look up the idea you have and see how the top performing videos use the visual and the verbal hooks, and you can kind of take those same ideas and apply them into your own. And you don't have to just do this on TikTok. You can do this on YouTube Shorts. You can do this on Instagram Reels. You can do it on, I don't care, MySpace. This works on literally every platform where there is an algorithm. And if you guys want to see something that's super interesting and even drives this point home further, this top viewed video on the topic by Tony Hawk has 4.3 million views. And if you're living under a rock and don't know who Tony Hawk is, he is a skating celebrity. And in this hook here, he checks off 3 of the boxes of what makes a good hook. And that's because 1, it's relevant to the audience. He's teaching people how to do the original kickflip. 2, it's a conflicting idea because people see the original kickflip and they're like, what's the difference between the original and the current kickflip? And then he goes into that and he kind of explains it in the first couple of seconds, right? He says it right here. The kickflip you know was once called an ollie flip. And 3, he checks the box a 3rd time because he is a celebrity. People who know Tony Hawk are going to watch this video. And if you know Tony Hawk, you love skating, and it's relevant to you because you want to learn how to do the old kickflip, you're going to watch this video, and that's why this video has 4.5 million views. But if I were to create this kickflip video, I wouldn't just try it with 1 hook. I would probably write up 3 others and then split test all those different hooks. And by the time you're watching this, maybe this update came out, but Instagram is actually rolling out a split testing hook feature on organic posts. So pretty soon on Instagram, you'll be able to post a reel with 3 different intro hooks, and then whichever one performs best, Instagram will push that reel to everyone else. So it's going to be in your best interest to film multiple hooks for the same video. That's why when I film this video, I wouldn't just film it with this hook. I would probably write up 2 or 3 other ones just so I can test them out, because maybe this one just doesn't hit. But when I do film this video, I'm going to make sure that the visual hook is going to be someone actually performing the trick or someone holding a skateboard getting ready to do the trick. Now I'm going to show you some of my best hooks and why they worked. So right off the bat here, this is literally like one of the first short form videos I've ever made. This was like, man, probably 5 years ago. I did this when I was 16 years old. But basically the hook of this video is...
This is how I legally robbed Home Depot for over $40,000.
Now, besides the terrible editing that I did when I was 16 years old, this hook, legally robbing Home Depot for $40,000, this is a bizarre hook. And it's conflicting because you can't legally rob a store. So right there, that checks off 2 of the 7 things you need for a great hook. We've got conflict and we've got unusual. And in there, you can kind of also argue the celebrity factor, since Home Depot is a famous store. If this person were to say, this is how I legally robbed some random mom and pop shop in the middle of California that nobody else knows about, this video wouldn't hit as hard because it's not relevant to the person watching the video. So with that being said, it kind of checks off 3 out of 7 of the boxes of what makes a good hook. And this video right here got 11 million views, so that's how you know it works. Another example is this video right here. It's my series, Unethical Ways to Make Money.
Unethical Ways to Make Money, part 35. First.
So right there, that checks off 1 of the boxes, which is it's ongoing. So it's an evolving series, right? I said part 35, so someone instantly thinks, they're like, hold on, there's 35 more of these videos. But if someone has seen the other videos, they're gonna remember what those videos made them feel like, right? Which was it made them laugh, and they're gonna continue watching this video. So it's ongoing, and it's a little unusual because someone is posting about unethical ways to make money on the internet. So obviously that's going to intrigue a couple people because they wanna know what weird side hustle I'm doing or how I'm ripping people off. And now let's go into this next hook. This one's a little different.
Hello?
Hey, is this Franklin?
Yes, sir.
Hey Franklin, this is Coach Austin from... So that video actually didn't start off with any words, it just started with a phone ringing. It built up suspense because we had that visual hook on top saying pranking someone with a fake D1 football scholarship. So right there, that checks off unusual because it's odd or bizarre, right? Normal people don't prank call others giving them fake scholarships. And two, it could also be argued that this is relevant to the prospects. Now I know using the word prospects here is kind of weird because I'm not selling anything. If instead I use the word audience, that would make more sense, since the people watching this video are probably like in high school and they're going off to college soon, and they're probably expecting calls from colleges to get accepted. So this is relevant to them because this is going to be an emotion that they will experience where they're getting a scholarship offer or they're getting a phone call from a college. So they kind of want to see how this unravels, and they know that it's pretty evil. So that's a little bit of a different style of hook where the visual part of the hook is much more important than the verbal, since the verbal is literally just the phone ringing. And also, before I end this video, I just want to go over a quick little lesson in branding and how that also helps with hooks. So this person, her name is Mads, and she doesn't put a ton of effort into her editing. Like, there's literally no captions. If there are, it's like from TikTok, and it's literally just her with her phone showing her face and talking to the camera. You would think she breaks all of the rules of social media that these content gurus are telling you about, but the truth is, that's because those people don't understand the power of branding and how it helps with hooks. Like I said earlier, one of the key factors of having a good hook can be celebrity. And in this case, Mads is a celebrity to her followers. She consistently shows up wearing similar looking clothes with a similar looking face and a similar camera angle. And because of that, her followers will see these videos and remember watching her older videos and remembering all of the things that they felt when they did watch those other videos. Since they have that recollection of what happened, they are going to invest their time watching this video because they want that same outcome. And they'll watch it even if the actual hook of this video isn't over the top. And that's why branding is so important. It's one of the reasons why I wear these red gloves in most of my short form videos. One, it's just a pattern interrupt and it gets people's attention. And then two, when people are scrolling through their feed and they see these red gloves, they're gonna remember last time they saw someone wearing red gloves and saying some stupid stuff on the internet, and they're gonna remember how they laughed, so they're gonna invest their time in watching this new video, even if the hook isn't amazing. And it goes deeper than that scientifically. There was a study done by Google called the 7-11-4 rule. It basically states that in order to turn a stranger into a buyer, they need to consume 7 hours of content through 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms. So if you're consistently showing up in people's feed with the same colors, the same clothing, the same camera angles, they're going to remember you a lot more, and next time you show up, they will click on your video no matter what. It also dives deeper than that with parasocial relationships. The human brain can't really tell the difference between being in person and talking with someone for an hour and watching someone talk to you through social media for an hour. And this works in favor of a lot of content creators because now these viewers through a phone screen believe that they are actually like best friends with this person, and they will show up and watch anything they do. It would be like if your best friend posted a YouTube video. No matter what that person posted about, you would probably watch it because it's your best friend. I could talk for hours about the whole psychological stuff between videos and content and all that good stuff, but I hope you learned how to write a good hook, apply these to your own videos, and when you create a video that pops off with the stuff that you learned here, send it to me on Instagram so I can see it. And subscribe for more marketing, branding, and social media videos just like this.